started the recording for the backup, just in case. And now I must remember not to touch my Discord. Don't touch the Discord.
Okay. No touchy.
No touchy. Because if I do, our faces will go away. Okay, so far so good. Hooray. Okay. So far so good.
Waha.
Oh boy. I wonder if you can hear Matthew talking in the background.
No.
Okay, good. It's very rumbly over here. Okay. Go over to the episode. And now we have a few moments to chill before we start up. I'm working on eyes.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
It's got sparkle yarn, so it's a sparkly eye.
Fancy.
Yes. Because I'm in the middle of making another dragon scarf. Although I have to stop after this one because I didn't wait to. I should have done one and then measured to see if it would fit into the dragon egg bag. It does not.
Oops.
So now I have 5 of these. So I'll be making other tiny dragons to fit into the bags. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Okie doke. What am I anticipating? I have no idea. Birthday?
Goodbye, yarn. Yarn fell down.
Just gonna write birthday.
Birthday. Birthdays are good. Where's the thing that tells me? Okay, 1 viewer. There's the thing.
It's me. I'm the viewer.
Hooray!
Ooh, 5 whole minutes to spare.
Yeah. So
knocking on all the wood.
I was about to say, don't.
Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it. I have no idea if my desk is made of actual wood or if this is fake wood. It's from IKEA. I can't tell.
I have what I believe is mostly actual wood and not particle board, so I'm gonna knock on that.
Yeah. Well, particle board is wood pulp, right?
I think so. So still technically it's like a mixture with glue and there's wood bits.
There's wood in it.
Yeah. I need to water our plants.
That would be an interesting like urban fantasy thing of like, what if the superstitions were real, but because of all of like the new technology that we're dealing with, like how you deal with superstitions like that. It's like,
like the cold iron and
yeah. It's like it's not actual iron, so you have to go like find an old piece in like an antique shop or something. And then you're like, I have to knock on this wood. Is this actual wood? Hang on, I have to run around the house until I find actual wood.
See, I'm trying to think if I did anything else. I don't think I did.
It's okay to have like a slow week.
Yeah, I got the bathroom clean. Like, that was my big project. I scrubbed the bejesus out of that tub. Because I had gotten Goth bath bombs, which are beautiful and lovely, and dyed the whole tub this lovely shade of gray. So, yeah.
You got a Tim Burton tub there.
I did. I had to scrub it to get it back to its off-white.
Off-white. You need to
Off-white's close enough.
Off-white and not Halloween Town.
Yes. That's where we established. So it looks clean now. Like,
oh, that's good.
I have very low expectations for cleaning a tub.
It's fine. Our water is fixed.
Yay!
So that's good.
Do you have a tub again?
Yes, we have a tub. I don't have to use the work shower. I mean, it's nice that there's an option for that, but the work shower
That is true.
also has terrible water pressure and doesn't get above lukewarm.
Oof.
And I like my hot showers. I like the hell showers.
It's like the only art thing I did was a digital piece, and I'm still working on it, so I don't really have a way to show it, really. Also, it's still a work in progress, so it's like super rough lines and like really rough like darks and whites. So it's like light sources here.
you just have like a little like half moon drawn in the corner to be like, here's your light source. Don't forget.
That's a full circle, thank you. No. All right. Ha! I ran off that one person.
All right.
It's like I saw like we had 2 people. I'm like, oh wait, they probably just ran off. It's fine.
No, I still see a 2, so.
Oh, yay!
Maybe it's Ember.
That's true. I know.
Hello, whoever
We
you
talk
are.
about other stuff, I promise, but I have less than a minute left before I have to get on track.
Or we have to get on topic.
On topic as we are. Oh, 8 o'clock right now.
All right, we'll give it a moment.
Okay.
And then you start.
Let me see how vain I feel. Let me give it a moment. Yeah, it's fine.
A moment of silence so Ember can cut things.
And the moment has passed. Hi, welcome to episode 222 of Geek Grills. I'm Ray, and this podcast is supported by... Let me start that over. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, and it's just me, so it's fine. Hi, welcome to episode 222 of Geek Grills. The Geek Grills podcast is supported primarily by our patrons at www.patreon.com/girls. I am Ray. I am joined by my lovely co-hosts, Linda.
Hello.
And Ember, unfortunately, will not be joining us tonight. But our today's topic is 2022 and games look ahead. What we're excited about that it's coming out this year.
Yes, some of us don't play a lot of games. We like watching other people play games. So we're excited to see games that other people might play. So
or
we
get to
them.
play. A little bit of both. But before we get into that, what have you been up to this week, Linda? Or last week?
Or last week. This week, last week.
Time.
Who can tell? I've been doing more crocheting, of course. I've made another one of these dragon scarves. This one in a lovely pink, kind of foresty pink is what I'm calling it. It's got a lot of greens in it. But then I gave it some pink accents. And it's like, hello there. How are you?
Right up there.
I've also... I don't remember if I showed y'all my Squidly last week.
I don't think we saw Squidly last week. That is also adorable.
So I basically made this because in a few weeks, or next month, I guess, my husband's going to be running an Aeon game for us, a Trinity Continuum game, and I'm playing a Quinn, which is basically a squid in a biosuit. So it's a telepathic squid in a biosuit. So I basically just have this to sit with me at the table.
Look at this. Look at this.
To remind people that I am not playing a human character. And then I got a Pokemon done. I got a little Pichu done.
Oh, it's so cute. Good. Gosh, you make the cutest things.
He's quite adorable. I might redo his mouth. I don't know. Something. Maybe it's just because it's a Pichu and they're kind of.
Yeah, it's more just a smile. Don't they? I don't know how they look usually. Actually,
he has a smile, but I think I made his smile a little too intense. So we're just gonna I'll fix that later.
I think I'm used to them with the open mouth, so the closed mouth is like,
eh.
it's still cute.
I mean, this is the picture I have to go off of.
Yeah.
I just.
Oh, in that case, it looks like it's just a little too big.
It's a little too big, so I'll fix it later.
I was gonna say, when in doubt, go with the Hello Kitty. Big eyes, tiny mouth.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a serial killer smile right now, but it's fine. So
if you put me in that ball one more time.
I've also been listening to Jim Henson biography on audiobook. And it's really interesting. It's 21 hours. I am on hour 8. I'm just about to start hour 8 of it. And we've just gotten past where Sesame Street started. So, haven't even gotten to like the Muppet Show or anything. But it's really interesting because it's like I'm learning all sorts of stuff. Like in the late 60s, Jim Henson had an idea to open basically like a dance bar, or it's not what it's called, a nightclub. Jim Henson had this idea to open this nightclub where he would have like crystalline walls so you could project like movie scenes and stuff to music.
That's cool.
It's really neat. It would have been really cool, but like he could never find like the right place or the right technology, because
I can see that.
Like I think that was like more clubs like that like popped up in the later 70s, but he thought of it in like the late 60s, so he was like ahead of his time, as Jim Henson was in quite a few things. So so that's really interesting. He also had an idea for the nightclub to have like a dancer like come out once an hour with like a white bodysuit on, so they could project things onto the bodysuit as she danced. Which
that's pretty cool.
That would have been cool, but
it's that's giving me like Warhol vibes.
Yeah.
with his studio that he set up.
In any event, learning lots of things about Jim Henson. It's very interesting. Also, I've been packing for our trip. As of now, it's still a go. I'm still expecting any moment that it could be canceled. But you know, I'm not going to be excited until both of my feet are on the boat. Basically.
Completely understandable.
Yeah, so also, so like I have to finish packing, and then I have to go get a COVID test the day before we fly, because you have to have proof of vaccination and a third shot and a negative COVID test before they let you on the boat.
That's good though.
So they're being as safe as they can be, which I appreciate. But it is the thing of like running around, and you can't schedule a COVID test until like I have to wait till Wednesday, basically.
Gotcha.
Because they won't let you schedule it that far in advance. So, but that aside, packing, the first nigglings of being excited, but again, I'm not gonna let myself get excited actually until both feet are on the boat.
So, I understand.
Yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to?
I've been working on a digital picture that I have nothing to show because it's digital and it's still a work in progress. As I was talking before the show started, I literally just have like sketchy lines, the outline of everything, and then like abstract like light lines and shadow lines, so I know where to go back in and color. But my tablet, so I'm working my tablet that I have not touched in, God, probably a year. I feel awful. But it does not play well with GIMP, so I'm having to use Sketchbook, which is fine, but I'm not super familiar with everything on Sketchbook. So at this point, I think I'm just going to try and get as much done in Sketchbook, and then I'm just going to save it and move it to GIMP, because whatever's left, I'll just have to do with the mouse. There's no other way around it. It just does not like it. I've tried multiple times to get
to get it to
patches
play.
installed and get it to work right. But for some reason, Gimp is like, I don't like this Chinese tablet. My Chinese tablet's like, well, I don't like you. So,
Disagreements abound.
I guess so. But it likes Sketchpad, so at least I have something. And it doesn't look terrible. It's very nice, so I'm excited.
Mhm.
The coloring in light fixture will be interesting / fun. Again, it has been a while, so I pulled out like my Photoshop books from college because I like how to do things. I don't remember. Something filter layer, something
Yeah.
masking. I don't know.
I played with Photoshop a lot when I was back in college because my friend got me a copy of it. Or got me a license for a copy of it, whatever their thing is. And I actually had it, and I actually knew kind of what I was doing. And then the license went out, it expired, and I think that friend had graduated by that point, and I wasn't going to spend the money on it because it's not something I used on a regular basis because I was a music student.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
So,
like,
I've completely forgotten. Like, I look back at some old things that I did, and I was like, how did I do that?
No, I completely understand. Like, I will pull up stuff from my live journal and be like, I didn't have a tablet, so that was all mouse. And I'm like, how in the hell did I pull that off? Like, I don't even know what I did. How did I get that effect? Why didn't I write down notes? Why didn't you write down notes past me?
What
But
that was hours and hours and hours of you sitting there with a mouse.
pretty much. I feel justified because there's other artists I know that I watch and I look up to who have the same issues, like something that they made digitally like a year plus ago, and they're like, I have no idea how I did this or how to even begin to recreate it. Frack.
Just how?
uh, but yes, so aside from trying to make the synapses from college work again, so I remember how to do digital art. We watched The Legend of Vox Machina, the animated series based off the Critical Role,
Yeah.
which is good because I've tried to get into Critical Role and failed multiple times. So this was great and enjoyable, and somebody described it as it's the best parts of Critical Role animated and like just streamlined for story simplicity, and I'm like, yes, I am here for this. Give me. I
Give
like
to
it.
me.
I can see ships forming as we're only on episode 3. I approve. I want to see if these are true ships or
You're
not.
like, I can see the ships forming.
Well, okay, I am going to confess.
You know what? I bet if they made a dating sim, you would play it.
I play the Colonel Sanders dating sim. Of course I would play it.
Of course you would.
It's a very easy to entry dating sim level I have, okay? Is it a dating sim? Yes, I will play it. Is there a hint of romance? I will play it. But yeah, no, that was really good. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes. Because a lot of stuff I see from Critical Role is like the Tiefling Joker. So I'm like, oh, and my husband's like, oh no, that's like a later game that she shows up. That's all part of the. It's the same GM. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that makes more sense than just having the same people play the same characters for almost a decade.
Yeah.
Not that we've ever done that.
No, of course not. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Still my favorite Exalted game. My only Exalted... Well, no, not my only Exalted game, but my only Dragon Blade game.
Yep.
Still my favorite game.
I found that old huge panel artwork I made for
the end with the
with
the link of all of them.
Yeah, for the other Exalted game. Dolores ran that one, I think.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, I found it. I was like, "What is this?" And I opened it, and it went like it unfolded.
Yes,
like a freaking middle of a Playboy magazine, and I was like, oh, I forgot about this.
The work safe pinup.
It's a work safe. It's a work safe pinup. But it did just kind of like unfold itself, and I was just like, oh, I forgot I accordioned that. Because it's like it's like 4 feet long.
I had a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and the only other show I watched is I've seen now multiple lists as like the anime of 2021.
Mhm.
So I finally watched Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I don't feel that I can put like a recommendation behind it because it is very anime. It is the first episode. Your protagonist meets Truck-kun and is sent to another world. Truck-kun it's a joke that because it's a ikasai. Oh my god.
I can't say it.
Yeah, I can say it perfectly when I'm not thinking about it.
Isekai? Isekai?
But it takes place in another world.
Isekai.
Isekai.
That's
there we
what
go.
it is.
Thank you.
We're just gonna try random combinations of words until we find it.
But there's a joke that the characters meet Truck-kun, and yes, in fact, this guy does go outside and gets hit by a truck and dies and is reincarnated into this other world. But he remembers what it's like. He was like late 20s or maybe early 30s or 40. No, I think he was early 40s but middle-aged man dies, reincarnates as a baby, but still has the memories and thoughts of a middle-aged man.
Oh.
For better or for worse.
Right.
It's kind of made me think of Bookworm. Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Yeah.
Only instead of like going the science route and really wanting books in this world, this person is just like all in on like this world that apparently has magic and heroes. And his parents were adventurers, and he's a pervert.
Oh.
There's no other way to describe it. He is a pervert. There is fan service. It's pretty uncomfortable at times. But it's good! Like, it would be so easy to dismiss it, but there's actual freaking story and character development. And just when you're about fed up, this is not a protagonist that you put yourself on.
Yeah.
This is a protagonist that you go back and forth between cheering that he's growing as like an actual adult that he should be, and just like wanting the world to him upside the head because he's being so freaking gross.
Got it.
So I can't advise, like, I enjoyed it, but there were plenty of times where both me and Scott were just like, good
Yikes.
God, or like,
Yeah.
I can't watch this. Please tell me it's not going to go the way. He's like, I'm not watching this either. So we're like, all right, I have the remote, and if it gets gross, I'm just going to fast forward because I don't want to see some of this crap. Because, and they kind of harp on this, they're kids.
Yeah.
Like, he goes from baby to 8 or 10 pretty quickly, but it's still...
Yeah, uncomfortable. I get it.
Problematic, yes. But, like, again, the story is interesting. I'm like, frack you and your good story. Frack. But, like... So I've been wondering, and I'm late to realizing this, where all these isekai shows came from. And it's because there's a website in Japan where anybody can post whatever story, any genre they want. So, like fanfiction.net, but not fanfiction.
Oh, okay.
And, like, other companies will see what is popular on that website, and then they will buy the rights, and then make it into an anime.
Is this
and
website only in Japanese?
As far as I know, yes.
Damn it.
But I'm like, why don't we have one of those?
Why don't we have one of these? I'll have lots of story ideas. You buy it from me, sure.
I know, seriously. I'm like, where's our version of this? Like, dang.
Yeah.
Get on it, English speakers. Or if you know of one, let us know, because I love fanfiction.net. I love AO3, but I am the first to... If it's not a genre or it's not something that I'm familiar with, like occasionally there's original stories or original characters, but they just don't get the attention because you're like, half 90% of the time it's character insertion.
Yeah,
And yeah,
more than half the time it's Mary Sue's, and they have a
they have a
place.
time and a
They
place,
have a time and a
and
place. There's been a couple that I've looked at because I was looking at other genres, and then there was something attached to it that was an original work.
oh yeah, if you like tag hop, you can
Yeah.
you can
So,
sometimes find some good ones.
There have been a couple that have been really, really cool. But they are you are kind of looking for a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, like at this point, I'm impressed with my tag hopping ability to find a new author, and through that author, I will read about series I haven't even watched yet because I like the way they write.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much me.
Speaking of anime, I listened to all of the music from Belle.
Isn't it lovely?
It's lovely. It's one of the times where the English version and the Japanese version are both really good. Like they're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same song, but the subs and like dubs, I like both versions.
Yeah, I actually had a friend who watched both versions in the theater, and I was like, "Do you have do you recommend one?" Or usually, not always, but sometimes, unless it's a really good dub that you're familiar with, or like a dub from an existing series, you'll want to go with the sub. And he's like, "No, they're both fantastic. They both stand well on their own rights." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
good."
If I wasn't self quarantining right now to get on a boat, I would go to the movie theater and watch in a heartbeat, because it's just the music itself. I'm just like,
very nice.
My heart. And I went completely music nerd on it because I was listening to like the themes, and like the theme from Lend Me Your Voice is the inverse of the theme of a thousand miles.
Oh yeah.
It's inverted. And
that's so cool.
Because I'm a music nerd, I was like, oh, it's inverted. And I went off on a tangent when we were having dinner one night, and my husband's just staring at me like, this is a level of nerd that I cannot understand because I didn't take music. And I was like, it's fine. You just let me go. Just let me go off on it for a
Let me
while.
talk about my music character.
Yeah. She's great. You'll love her.
All right. Discussion topic is games in 2022 that we are looking forward to. I tried to get a list of like video games and also like tabletop. I had a board game list, but I apparently need to run a safety protocol on my computer now to make sure it didn't have anything bad on it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yes, but so I was looking through.
Yeah, the first one that actually pops out at me, which apparently it's out already, or it's supposed to be out, is God of War.
I don't mind. Like, I've never played God of War, but
I'm wondering.
I like hearing about God of War, so I think
hold on. I think I see. So this God of War is the older one, but
they're just doing a re-release.
They released it on Windows.
Ah, so I could play it now.
So you can play it now. Yes. So if you wanted to play God of War and you didn't have the console, it's been released on Windows now. And as someone who watched a couple of different playthroughs, one of which being my husband, God of War, it's very good. So
I did like hearing about it. I will say the first thing that I saw that really caught my eye, and it is technically out, like it came out and is going to be released for consoles actually on the 25th, so should be already out. I haven't played it yet, but I really want to. It's actually on my wish list, is The Artful Escape. So I've just been told it is very in the veil of David Bowie traveling off from London on an interstellar trip to create Ziggy Stardust. So I'm like, ooh, it's artsy and it's musically, and I'm interested in it. So
what was that one?
That has been on my list. You play a founding member of a band called the Galvatrons. and then like
Sorry.
at some point you meet some aliens, and
Galvatron is the name of a transformer, so I'm just I was just like, okay.
there's lots of weird stuff. And as somebody who is actually about to buy Psychonauts 2 finally, I love my weird stuff, and I love artsy kind of stuff, so I'm very interested in this one. I'm super excited.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff coming out on the Switch.
I am over Kingdom Hearts personally.
I keep being told that I would like Kingdom Hearts, and I understand that because I am a huge Disney nerd. I'm just getting getting one that'll play on a system that I have is just not something that I have spent a lot of time on. I don't
Well, I think with all these new these re-releases, you should be able, because they're re-releasing 3. So I played 1 and 2.
Well,
I don't think I played 3.
I still have a Nintendo Switch, so that doesn't.
Okay, that's true. I'm about to say, I could always lend you my PlayStation if you don't have one anymore, and you can play or PlayStation 2. You can play you can play the first and second.
I'd have to see about it. All I can think of is there's a short video on YouTube that's this guy like yelling about Kingdom Hearts 2 and comparing it to Resident Evil. It's like
the lore is kind of,
yeah, well,
it gets kind of crazy.
Like I can't remember what his name is, but he's just yelling about it. It's like, and then we have to do jobs to get tickets to go on the Disney train so that we can actually start the game. And we're standing in an alley with our hands on our hips, going, "Boy, I sure hope we can figure out this mystery." And nothing happens. And meanwhile, over in Resident Evil, press A. This isn't a cutscene. Zombies in the room. And so it's like, that's what I think of now when somebody's talking about Kingdom Hearts. I just think of that.
I mean, they're not wrong. I did like the first 2. I beat the first one. I couldn't beat the second one. God, I spent way too much time on the first one in the arena where you can play like different characters. It's Hercules Arena, and I beat Sephiroth. I was also unemployed in between jobs at the time, so I was able to sink way too much into that and Final Fantasy X. To give you an idea of when it came out. But it is fun, but I'm just out of it. Like, I tried to play the PSP Birth by Sleep, and I don't like handheld. I don't like the small handhelds either. I'd rather have it projected on the screen. Yeah. Which is the only reason why the Switch is kind of tempting, because I can just hook it up to the TV screen.
Yeah.
But also then have it with me, and it's a bigger screen than that little PSP one.
Yeah, it's interesting because the controller for the Wii, which I know the Wii is very old now, but I have one. The controller for that is like a bigger version of what the Switch is, but you have like a tiny screen on it, but then you also have the big screen up. So I'm like, was this like the prototype and they figured out like how it actually works? Maybe.
Let's see. Speaking of old franchises, though, Dynasty Warriors 9, like, that's kind of just nostalgic because I remember I got really into 2 and 3. It's just a hack and slash of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's always the same game. Like, the graphics are updated, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Like, it's nice. You feel like an Exalt from Exalted. Like, literally, you have a little attacks, and you wipe down all these mooks, and you feel super cool and strong, and it's nice.
It's nice.
I wouldn't pay $60 for it. Most of the ones I got were used, so it's like I would pay $30 for it because it's just there's not a lot of replay value. Like, once you unlocked all your Chivos, it's not really much else to do until you're having a bad day and you just want to slaughter some mooks.
There's a Chocobo game, apparently. It's a racing game.
Yep.
Again, it's on the Switch. That looks cute. Another one, it's actually coming out for like everything but the Switch, is the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I want to see people play that.
Yeah.
I was just talking like I tried to play Borderlands. I suck. I can't play first-person shooters. I like Borderlands. I like hearing about the story of Borderlands. I can't play Borderlands. So, I'm looking forward to watching streamers play that so I can watch it.
Yep. Yep.
But it does look really cute. And I did think of you because of the cosplay that you did of Tiny Tina.
Thank you. It's
see.
been a while. Maybe, maybe if this is turns out to be a thing, I'll see what she's wearing in this one and do a rehash of it.
It'd be fun. I'd actually like to get in on that group. We could redo that group, actually.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. I was kind of intrigued by since I had finally finished the first Vampire the Masquerade game, Bloodlines. So I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued for more Vampire the Masquerade games. And this one is another single-player narrative, but you do have 3 different characters that you're going to be switching as, which is kind of cool. Like, I'm not opposed to that gameplay style.
I mean, not something I'm super into. Sorry, I was looking at something.
Oh no, you're fine.
Because there's
it's set in Boston, which is kind of neat. I like it when they go to different places. Like Bloodlines was so detailed about LA, so I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it's not like I'm interested in it just because you've told me it's a pretty good rendition of the like tabletop in video game form. So I'm wondering if this one is like the same, if they do the kind of the.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I saw a note that it's gonna be based off like the timeline from 2nd edition, because that's the one that I think lasted the longest. So I saw something about like the Giovanni Chronicles. I'm like, ooh, that would be cool. Giovanni stuff.
Giovanni stuff. I was looking at the one like right below it. It's called Sons of the Forest, but when you click on it, it's just the forest. And that's a survival horror game that's been out for a while.
Ah, yeah. I was looking at that one too.
So I don't know if there's gonna be like if that's gonna be or a re-release or like more put into the game, like an add-on, a DL. There we go.
Words are hard.
Yeah. DLC, excuse me. DLC is the correct terminology.
Oh, okay. There's another one, Redfall. This is another one I'm probably gonna have to watch somebody else do. It's a team shooter. But it's from the same company that brought Dishonored, which I did like watching other people play.
Yeah.
I actually played a little bit of it, but I screwed up and decided to go just full on murder hobo, and that is not a good option in Dishonored. You pay for that real fast. It gets real mean.
There's a Shinigami game.
I saw that Shinigami Shibito Madiri. I probably am butchering that. I am working on my Japanese, I promise. But it's a adventure video game. It looks like you are hired to infiltrate a school as a teacher to investigate gruesome spiritual incidents that occur there every 10 years. So it sounds really cool.
It's really cool, but we're mostly interested in it because we had a LARP that we played many years ago where you could play a Shinigami.
I played a Shinigami.
A death character. It was the thing. So I was like, oh, Shinigami.
Yeah, because it's apparently the 3rd entry into the Spirit Hunter series. And I'm like, I don't know anything about that. Is that something related to like... Oh, there's so many video games I've wanted to play that I also never picked up, like I think it was like Final Frame or something, where you were a
Fatal
ghost
Frame.
hunter with the camera.
It's
That was
Fatal
it.
Frame. There's
Oh
two
my
of them.
god.
The second one actually I think is better than the first one.
Yeah,
Because
I've heard that.
yeah, the second one you're playing as one of a pair of twins that gets kind of stuck in this haunted village, and you're trying to get yourself and your sister out, and you basically use a camera to fight the ghosts. It's very interesting.
I should see if that's on Steam at some point. I've always wanted to play it. Yeah, like it's old enough. I think it was a PS1 game.
Yeah.
Fatal Frame. There we go.
It's all about Fatal Frame 2 is what you want. So the red butterflies.
Okay. Well, this is probably not it, but maybe it should link me to others.
Fatal Frame 1, I believe you're playing as a girl who's trying to find her lost boyfriend, and she gets stuck. I think it's the same village. She gets stuck in the same village, trying to find her way out. Again, using camera.
Okay.
I think.
This is apparently Fatal Frame Project Zero Maiden of Blackwater. But
that's not one I've heard before.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's 20th anniversary of the horror series, so we'll see. I'm gonna put it on the wish list.
Yeah.
Worst case, it'll just sit there for like an extra year before I get to it.
Hang on. What is Fatal Frame 2? Fatal Frame 2... It's called Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly.
Okay.
So if you look up Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, you can see if it's on there.
Let's see. I saw one called Little Devil Inside that looked cute. It's oh, it is on Windows, so I can actually play that one. It's a third-person 3D action-adventure role-playing game with elements of survival, combat, and open-world exploration. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like honest. It was the title that kind of got me. I was like, "Ooh." But apparently, it takes place in a Victorian-inspired setting with elements of steampunk.
I mean, yeah, cool. I like
that. And it's supposed to kind of have a satirical angle when it comes to video game cliches of like, you know, monster hunting, doing stuff to get money to progress the story. So I was like, that sounds kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and then there's a couple in the unscheduled releases, so like they don't have they're said to be coming out in 2022, but they don't have like an actual month.
Yeah.
Or release date. There's actually an Avatar, James Cameron Avatar game. It's supposed to be an open world like game where you're going around as a
Na'vi. God, why do I still remember that?
I don't know. I think I was remembering the actual name of the
planet Pandora.
No, Neytiri. Neytiri is the name, and I remember Pandora too. I remember that too. Don't worry, you're not the only one.
Okay.
So if that is good, I mean it's by Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment, so
50-50.
If it looks really pretty, I'm sure some people will be able to forgive it for whatever story it might or might not have. But
yeah.
And then there's Bendy and the Dark Revival. So it's another Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Yes. I saw that.
Which I'm interested in, just because it's the first game was so well put together. Like, yeah, there were some glitches and bugs, but the artistry of it was just so cool to me. So I'm hopeful that the second one is just as good.
There is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. So, which apparently Breath of the Wild is one of the best games of all time, according to this particular article. I've never played Breath of the Wild. My Link stops after the NES. I'm sorry.
That's alright.
That's all I had access. Wait, no, I did play the one on 64. But my boyfriend at the time was an idiot and didn't, because I had to take the controller from him because he didn't know what he was doing. And I'm like, how are you still in the Deku Tree? It has been an hour. Give me that remote. Light the spider webs on fire so you can get out, so we can get to the rest of the freaking game. Young love.
And then there's a couple of like sequels. So
Yes.
this is just a thing. There was a game called Hello Neighbor. I think it started as an indie game. That like a lot of YouTubers played for a while because it was kind of intriguing, but then there were so many bugs, and every time it updated, it was like super different that a lot of them got very
frustrated
by it. There's a Hello Neighbor 2 coming out apparently, so it'll be interesting to see if it's just a rehash of the game or if they're going to actually go a different route with it, and if it's going to be not as broken. Because I honestly don't know if it being broken was a problem or if they did that on purpose. I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know if that being broken was supposed to be so you could win. I have no idea, but it was very broken.
Nah.
Then there's Kerbal Space Program 2, which Kerbal Space Program was just an adorable, like, build a space shuttle game. So I'm hoping that one is, like, they took everything from Kerbal Space Program, which I think came out in 2015? Yeah. And it's better, because it was adorable.
Like, Hogwarts Legacy is supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out last year, but they've pushed it back, because of course they did. But it's apparently the open world, like, set in 19th century Hogwarts, so, like, plenty of time before He Who Must Not Be Named pops up.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded really interesting, very, like, ambitious, so I'm not sure. I want to see more about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely one that I'm kind of interested in, but will probably wait to get, like, secondhand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the Sherlock game. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. That's a very handsome Sherlock, if that is if that's their version of Sherlock Holmes. It's very, very handsome.
Apparently you're kind of quiet.
Oh. Hold on. I bring my microphone up closer to me.
That definitely does it.
Excellent.
I also saw there's a Weird West game that is coming out, so I'm like, that might be good for when I'm craving ATE if we can't play because of the progressing panini.
Yeah. The progressing panini, that's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically Weird West is the genre they're going for this action RPG. It's gonna be on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC this January. So.
Oh, there's another Vampire the Masquerade game.
There's another one that's like a free-to-play beat-em-up.
Blood Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I'm not too enthused about that personally, but
it just seems like this is where I go. The other one is where I go to, be
for story.
For story, and this is where I go if I'm just trying to get some steam off. Let off some steam.
So I did hear about 2 kitty games that I'm kind of interested in.
Mm-hmm.
First one is Stray, which literally it's a third-person adventure game that you are a stray cat, going around solving puzzles in this like world populated by robots. So you're trying to find your family, and I'm totally into that. And then Scott was like, "Hey, did you hear about Peace Island? Which you're also a cat, but you get to be 3 different cats because other cats have different abilities that you need, so you go between the three, and it is open world story driven kitty adventure game, and I'm like, I am excited about these cat games.
I wish that that second one was like co-op because could both play kitty. Be part of the same kitty game. I don't know if it's
that would be
co-op.
pretty cute. You have the perspective of 9 cats who call the island home, and they wake up to find their human companions gone. It supposedly has like an amazing story, so it is also on my wish list. I've just added it actually.
Oh, and there's a thing down at the bottom. I'm kind of scrolling through the article. There's a thing down the bottom. It reminded me. Cuphead isn't getting a game this year, but they are getting a Netflix show.
They are.
I'm so excited.
Also, yay!
Yay! So.
I think that's about it for me for video games.
Yeah, like the thing is that I don't play a lot of video games. I freely admit that, but I like watching certain YouTubers play video games, and there's definitely ones on here that I would like to see them play. So I'm hoping that, because I know there was a few on their channels, especially with the ones that are like, you know, the second in the line of games they've you know played before. I'm hoping that they'll go back now that there's a second game and also play it. But there are also some that I'm like, oh, I would like if they played this game on their channel, because then I can watch.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my friends literally just gifted me NECA Barista, which, like, from what I could tell, I'm a barista, so I'm like, oh, that's flashbacks. But powers of a necromancer. And I literally was like, oh, great, I will play that this weekend as soon as I am done, like, doing some chores, no, Sunday snuck up on me. I'm like, well, fudge. I didn't even get time to sit down and play this new game. Frack.
Frickin' frack.
I will say I did like pull up a list of RPGs that are also coming out.
Yeah, we can go through that pretty quick because I think there's only like 12.
Yeah, and like of course the big one is Avatar Legends, which was like the huge Kickstarter that just kept getting more and more and more just add-ons because people just kept funding it. So if you were one of those smart people, you have a lot of swag coming your way. Can't remember if we actually did. I don't remember. But yeah, the idea of doing an Avatar RPG is really cool. Like, people who got in on the Kickstarter are getting dice and dice bags and the play mat and like the different books on the different the different kingdoms.
It's like, a lot.
It's a lot. Like, I think at one point they just stopped because they ran out of ideas for what's it called? Extended goals, cheer goals.
Yeah, the goals. I can't.
Yeah,
remember what it's called.
They just couldn't move the goalpost anymore. Like, nope, this is it. So I am looking forward to that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, and then they're talking about, there's a game that's by Wander, like the folks that made Wander Homes. It's a little like bed and breakfast game, which looks cute.
Oh yeah, I saw that. There's apparently a Cowboy Bebop RPG, which I don't know. Like, licensed anime RPGs are kind of, because on the one hand you could always just run those characters in an existing world, or use
Fate?
Big Eyes Small Mouth,
or Fate,
or Fate, or GURPS, or some. There's like a million systems that you could use, but I'm willing to look at it to see what they decided to go with, because it's still really cool, and especially if they have gone in and like fleshed out the universe. like the different planets and the technology, and that could be really cool. And of course, you'll have to put Yoko Kanno on in the background because you can't play Cowboy Bebop without Yoko Kanno. She's so good. I love her.
Yeah, and then I thought this one, it's called Flabbergasted. You blunder your way through high society in a comedy RPG inspired by Faulty Towers.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, Faulty Towers.
It's so adorable.
Blade Runner.
I like that one. If I think out of the games that are on this list, I'd probably go for Flabbergasted.
I keep looking at this Exquisite Crime because the pictures they have are like folded up pieces of paper. Reminds me of the I always forget the name of this game. I love it though, where somebody draws like the start of the horse and somebody else draws the middle and somebody else draws the end of, and then you open it to see the whole thing and like all these different weird styles. And I'm like, I want to know, it's a horror-tinged murder mystery with the traditional drawing game of Exquisite Corpse. Aha!
Ah, okay, yeah.
All right, so yeah, I am interested in that.
God,
that sounds really cool.
This combination of that just makes me want to play Die Laughing again. That was such a fun game.
I am not opposed. Alright, I think that is it as far as games go that we're looking forward to. Yeah, feel free if we missed any. Let us know which ones you're looking forward to in 2022. You are hyped about. Chime in and email us at geekgrills@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at geekgrills. So, Linda, what are you most anticipating right now?
Trip, maybe? Maybe a trip. I would like to maybe take this trip that we've been planning for 3 years.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Maybe. You just put it back on the shelf, right? For 3 more years?
Yeah. There's
if looks could kill.
No, I'm trying not to. I'm just, like I said, I'm a smidgen excited, not letting myself get excited until a certain point. So that's
understood.
Basically it. I'm probably gonna be working on other crochet stuff. I have one project that I am taking with me. I'm gonna pack it because I don't know if they'll take away my crochet hooks on the plane. So I'm gonna check it.
The hooks should be fine, and if the scissors are small and foldable, you should be okay. Yeah, they did go through mine when they found my scissors, my tiny folded scissors to make bracelets.
Yeah, the scissors might get packed. I'm just, I have my like wooden fancy hooks, and what I do not want is to have my fancy wooden hooks taken from me and thrown away.
Yeah.
So
bring just to be safe, bring some that you don't or easily replace aluminum or whatever.
Yeah, I have a couple of plastic ones that I could possibly use. It's a toss up of whether or not I'm gonna just put the plastic one and the project in the carry-on or just pack it and have like audiobooks as I am on the plane.
I watched a lot of Disney movies on my flight, but it was fun.
I'll watch Encanto all day. I have Disney Plus on my phone.
Let's see.
Anyway, what about you?
My birthday is next month, so I have birthday plans, and I am lining up in my head already. So I am getting excited about that. I had the PTO approved, so I have a nice little 4-day weekend basically. So right now I have Botanical Gardens. Botanical Gardens with my godmother, because she's the only person I know for certain that's gonna have Thursday off. And I don't remember going. And then I got approval to go get my hair done on Friday. So I'm going to a nice salon that every decade I treat myself by going to this salon, I swear. So I am due for my one for my 40s.
Fair enough.
So remember, folks, you can always come watch us record live at twitch.tv/geekgrills on most Monday evenings. The next one will be on February 14th because the following week we have a meeting. Actually, it might not be the 14th, but I know the next week we have a meeting. So it'll be not next Monday, but the Monday after that.
Yeah.
I might have.
Yeah. We'll figure it. We'll let you know. We'll figure it out.
Yep, it'll be 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Topic to be announced because we need to do our meeting first. And in addition to the subs and bits that we get on Twitch, we are supported by our amazing patrons. You're the greatest girlfriends on the internet. You can become a patron too at www.patreon.com/girls. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to us for free every month on Twitch.
And another way to show your support is by leaving us a review. You can do so on any of your podcast catchers. You can check out what topics we're going to do in the next month on our schedule below once we get them decided on the Twitch page. And then if you're a patron, you can always suggest a topic for us. We would love to hear your ideas. All your ideas. Give them to us.
Please. Please. All right. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitch and Instagram under the name madcap_misc. That's MISC. And you can check out my website at madcapm.com.
Right. You can find me on Instagram under DappleDame. And maybe someday it'll be part of my New Year's resolution to do a stream on Twitch as Ray I know.
And Ember can be reached at 9 of 12 on Twitter and Twitch and on the Heresy and Hearsay podcast. You messed me up. I was going to do it right.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. Good game.
GG. Ta-da.
Diamond Club.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Did we get any suggestions? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right.
Games.
Games. So many games. Oh, hold on. Wait, no, wrong button. I need to go. All right. I'm going to stop streaming now. Bye, everybody.
Okay.